Hello everybody, welcome back to Its Current Year for another quick battle ladder replay. Today we have something different for you. We've got a fan submission from Consul of Rome, who is playing the High Elves, up against, I believe his name is Alfredico. Don't quote me on that, but he's playing the Empire. We will go through the armies just now and take a look. So stock standard front line of swordsmen for the Empire. Also a couple of shielded units of spearmen on the flanks, and he has also taken the Sons of Sigmar. Relatively cheap, but still an unbreakable frontline unit with decent combat stats. Always nice having something like that in your front line just to sort of build around and know that it's going to hold. Some Outriders here, some Empire Knights on the just sort of behind them. He's also taken the Silver Bullets, the handgun ROR, who are hidden. They are have a Stalk unit. We also have two units of Spearmen, one of which is backing up the Sunmaker, a little selected artillery ROR. A bit of a fun unit. You don't see it very often. Hellstorm rocket batteries are obviously notoriously inaccurate and not all that reliable, but they are a fun unit to bring. Very high damage output, and this one, obviously being the ROR, is a little bit more accurate, so we'll see if we can get some kills down on that. We've got the Jade Wizard here, who has taken Earthblood and Regrowth, so pretty stock standard. Also taken the Power Stone to buff the Winds of Magic. We've gone Karl Franz up on Deathclaw up in the sky, and it looks like he has taken both Galmaraz and the Reichland Runefang. So basically Karl just an absolute beast. Good anti-large, good armor piercing, decent stats. Obviously he has great mobility up on the Griffin, up in the sky. So for Consul of Rome, he's taken quite an interesting force here. 2 units of Shadow Warriors out the front, a front line of just stock standard Spearmen with some Rangers sort of just behind them, bringing up the rear. On either flank, we have a unit of Warlines. Warlines are an interesting unit. I actually think they're pretty reasonable. They're good. They're good at just mowing down infantry. Obviously great when you mix them in with spearmen, just to tank a few hit points and give them something to sort of retreat through. So a nice mix of sort of dedicated anti-infantry infantry and some faster movers here. We have a unit of Silverhelms with shields and a lone unit of Sisters of Avalon. So that Sisters of Avalon is probably likely going to be a pretty choice target for the Sunmaker here. We also have a noble on the flank here, who looks like he's been stripped back completely and put on a steed. A fire mage who has taken Burning Head and Fireball, also on a steed here, and Alethanar leading the force up the front, who looks like he has taken the Moonbow, the Mislead ability, as well as Slippery and the Shadow Crown, just for some melee defense and all that fun stuff. So let's get the battle underway and see how the two forces shape up. So both forces obviously just having a bit of a look at one another now. So it'll be interesting to see where this first volley from the, looks like it's just targeting a unit of Spearmen here. And oh my goodness. Oh my god. 30 kills, and that was only a shot from one. Oh my god. Oh, so probably not the ideal target for the Sunmaker, but hey, you get value where you can, and that unit of Spearmen just got absolutely wrecked. That's unbelievable. I didn't think wow, that was actually a really good shot straight off the bat. So yeah, Consul of Rome looks like he's just given a bit of a retreat here. Probably not the worst idea. Let his Shadow Warriors rip some shots in. Let Alethanar maybe take down. Looks like he's trying to take down. Actually, we had the Empire player move off the artillery pieces here. So has he taken any of them out? No, it doesn't look like he's taken any of them out. But I like the idea from Consul of Rome there to use the Moonbow to pick off artillery pieces. So some shots being ripped in from the Shadow Warriors, actually doing some decent damage to the Empire Knights here, despite their armor and shield block chance. Probably needs to expend as much of this ammo as he can on the Outriders, because they will have obviously no Reavers for the high elf player here, so they'll have the mobile advantage here. The Outriders, they'll be able to pick and choose what they get their shots into, but they do get outranged by Shadow Warriors. So gonna have to be pretty mindful to screen them out with the Shadow Warriors. Obviously, yeah, 180 range versus what have Outriders got? 130. Yeah, so yeah, and this is what we mean here. Great shots being taken in here. Both unit models, obviously, that take their ammo with them when they die, as well as a decent amount of hit points. Interesting to see what Consul of Rome does here with Alethanar's ammunition. Probably wants to be picking off this Jade Wizard, actually. And yeah, looks like, yeah, see, great, yeah, good shot there. That's a pretty choice target, because regrowths on Karl are going to be pretty disastrous for the Empire player. If he can sort of dive in, do some damage, take some damage, get out, and then a fireball going down there too. Wow. So yeah, good target concentration there from Consul of Rome to try and pick out the Jade Wizard. Not sure what the hell Hellstorm rocket battery is doing back here. Looks like they've remanned their equipment, but they're just maybe not in range of anything at the moment. So yeah, Shadow Warriors ripping some shots into these spearmen who aren't shielded, and it looks like the front lines are about to meet. I think this is the decoy to Alethanar. That's not a bad use there, just getting them up to sort of, I guess, just muck up the formation and maybe get them to stop and start attacking that possibly even turn their backs and let some shots get in. The Sigmar's Sons here caught in a bit of a crossfire between the Sisters of Avalon. That's a reasonably good use of the ammo there, because these guys are going to be a bit of a pain to deal with in the front line. A unit of Rangers will definitely be able to beat them now that they've taken this much damage. And just a sort of slow, steady retreat from Consul of Rome at the moment. I don't know if he's aware of the silver bullets just yet. They've stayed hidden, which I actually don't mind. Get everything committed and then take some pot shots with him. Looks like the regrowth went down on the Jade Wizard there, so that's an interesting use of the Winds of Magic, but he's probably still got the Power Stone here. Alethanar has, not Alethanar, Karl Franz has dropped down and popped his buffs, and he's actually pulling out now, so probably could have stayed in there just a fraction longer and got the most of them, but they are starting to wear off. We've got the Lions in here, the Nobles getting pretty taken to Pound Town by Karl Franz here. Like we said, he's an absolute beast, Karl Franz, once the fighting starts, once he gets committed. But everything's starting to sort of move up here now, and we're getting some Empire infantry chunking through. Needs to get these Rangers. They'll make pretty quick work of these spearmen, and needs to be careful with these. Does not want to take a charge from the Empire Knights on the Sisters of Avalon. Needs to keep them healthy, needs to expend their ammunition. They're going to be pretty important in taking down Karl Franz. Nice use of fireballs here. Just, fireball comes, that one misses, but fireballs obviously come off cooldown quite quickly. We've had in the backlines here, good play by some war lines to take out the Sunmaker. Don't know if that really got a lot of value there. 46 kills. That's probably all that unit of spearmen from its first volley. So that was a bit of a bust there for the Empire player. But as I said, the infantry. Good, I guess good use force pathing them onto the Sisters of Avalon right now, because that is a high threat. But Karl Franz is getting worked down a little bit, and he doesn't want to take too much fire from the Sisters here. I'm not sure what the Outriders have been shooting at this stage, but they need to start. Probably a good use for the Outrider here would be to pick off that Noble, or even put a few shots into that Mage. 1 or 2 volleys will probably actually kill that Mage, so that would. Needs to get that them firing. Not sure what he's actually doing with these Outriders, whether they've got an attack order, but these Shadow Warriors are out here ripping their shots away. Bit of a misplay here with these Outriders. They could have probably killed this Mage by now. They probably could have almost killed Alethanar as well. The Noble has rallied and come back into the fight, but you see Karl here is trying to dive down onto the Sisters. He's pulled out here, got the war lines pathing through. That's, they've at least got armor piercing. They are obviously an anti-infantry unit, but still decent mass and decent armor piercing ability. Want to know what the Empire player is doing with his Outriders here. Where's the other unit of Outriders? They're chasing down these. Alright, so they've nearly expended all their ammo, so they're probably not going to do too much more this battle. Looks like they've just put, only the one kill, so they'll probably just put a bunch of damage into the war lines. Good play by these spearmen here to break them off and go after the silver bullets. This is almost at this stage of the game a bit of a win factor for the Empire player here. The silver bullets, they've got a lot of ammo left. They're very healthy in terms of their unit models. Good play here. Get in the knight, even though the knights don't particularly want to fight spearmen, and Karl Franz will probably terror out them off pretty quickly. So good. Being aware of obviously your hard hitters here, but the High Elf infantry is pretty healthy. This is good play here, getting the charge in on the Sisters of Avalon and taking some real damage on them now. And as I said, when unit models die, they take their ammo with them, and don't know if they've really 44 kills. I guess it'd be interesting to see how much damage they put into Karl Franz, but. These silver bullets out here are looking really, really healthy, and a big volley. Well, that wasn't a very good volley at all, actually. I don't know if they were obstructed there, but High Elf player needs to just form up around these sisters, get a bit of trading going in here. Don't know how much ammo he's got left on the. Yeah, needs to be using this ammo needs to be using the ammo on the Shadow Warriors, either on this unit of Outriders or on the silver bullets. Don't waste it on the shielded infantry or these guys who are rallying. But obviously, it's hard sometimes with, obviously you want to be very mobile with your Shadow Warriors, and if they're on fire at will, they'll sort of shoot at whatever they can shoot at. So bit of a shootout going on here, which I think the silver bullets, given how healthy they are going to win. These Empire Knights. Lapping up around the side. Looks like they're probably either going to go for... Oh, he's closed in on this well here, actually, Consul of Rome, so they probably missed their opportunity to get in there. Karl Franz, if you can get a few volleys into Karl Franz, or you can get this noble back and just get a few hits on them, then this is really anyone's game. Elithanar still has a couple of volleys left. Be interesting to see if he still has one charge of that moonbow left, but doesn't really want to get anywhere near combat. It's pop slippery, so that's a good play. Get his melee defense up to 86, so he can probably at least, although Karl Franz's melee attack is very, very high, but still just the issue here is these very, very healthy silver bullets. Even this unit of silver helms here needs to be brought up and around. I mean, 13 silver helms, if they get a charge off and they don't get a volley in before they do charge, can probably at least push these silver helms back at the very least. But really back and forth game here. These war lines are healthy. They need to be brought in, possibly to deal with the either the Outriders or the Empire Knights, just to take the mobile pressure off the field for the Empire. These two units of Shadow Warriors, they've expended all their ammo, and they're reasonably good combatants in hand to hand for a hybrid unit. The decoy to Lethanar here. See, this is what I mean. All right, good. We'll see what we can do here. If Consul of Rome can get a charge in here on the silver bullets, then he might have a chance of pulling this off. But those I believe those Sisters of 7 Sisters of Avalon, so they're not going to do too much. Here we go. So we'll see if the Empire player can respond with this to this threat here on the side. I'd probably pull these guys out now. These guys, obviously there's not many of them left, but you can tax your opponent's micro if you keep them alive and give the silver bullets something to think about. If these guys turn and get a volley off into them, they're pretty much dead, even with their shield bonus. So good using the spearmen here just to give them a bit of a speed bump. Even these remaining Empire Knights coming in. Still a reasonably healthy core of infantry here. Elithanar has a little bit of ammo left, so I'd probably be getting into... you need to get all of them into Karl now. He's hit his healing cap. I doubt there's probably too many. We've seen 2 regrowths go down, so there's probably not a lot of Winds of Magic left on the Jade Wizard, although Terror Routs here are going to be a factor as well. What happened to those Silver Helms? Silver Helms are still fighting over here. But just pulling the silver bullets back through everything once again. He's got a semi-healthy unit of spearmen here. He's got the silver bullets about to turn and face. Even has some Outriders out here. Even some regrouping infantry coming in up here as well to sort of just buffer out. But I think even with just over 1,000 HP left. Carl is going to be tough for the high elf player to deal with now, especially now that Alethanar's dead. Sub 300 HP. I doubt he's going to come back. It'll be interesting to see if the balance of power stays this. Yeah, it's starting to turn pretty badly now. I think we're starting to hit army losses here for the high elves, particularly given Carl is still on the field. So regrouping infantry's coming in. The silver bullets, these guys are faster, but again, good play with just using the outriders just to buy some time. You've got to expend as much of this ammo as you can. I think this is going to be just about it. There is a reasonably decent contingent of spearmen and shadow warriors in here. Alethanar's gone. I don't think Alethanar's coming back, and yeah, just everything's breaking as Carl flies overhead. The shadow warriors out here break, so the silver bullets are going to be safe. And there we go. I think that's going to be it. Yeah, Alethanar goes off the field. That's going to be army losses and a valiant defeat. It's a great game. A very, 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 very back and forth game between Fredino and Consul of Rome. So obviously something new for the channel here, casting a fan submission. This was submitted by Consul of Rome, so obviously, thank you very much for providing the replay, and good for you for sending in a game where you weren't successful. Certainly, people who have watched the channel know that I'm certainly not above posting games that I lose, as if they're good games, and I feel like I learnt something from it, and I feel like there's something worth sharing. But we were chatting on Discord, and Consul of Rome, when he first handed it in for me to have a look at, he says, I don't win this. I think it was probably my target priority, which might have cost me in the end. And I sort of have to agree with that. I think the Shadow Warriors probably could have used, at the very least, the Shadow Warriors used all their ammo. So that's a plus. That's a tick. You got as much value as you could out of it that way. But that one unit of Outriders, seeing off the war lines in the backfield who took out the Sunmaker. A couple of those early volleys going into the shielded front ranks of the Swordmasters could have been very effective at taking out the Outriders. Even the silver bullets. I think Alfredino actually did really well to keep them hidden and not reveal them until sort of the fighting was pretty set, and he could pretty much get full value on the ammo that he did spend. So probably I have to agree with your first assessment there of your own game. In terms of the two armies that were picked, they're pretty evenly matched. A bit of mobility here. Empire Knights sort of did their bits. Nothing particularly elite in either front line, but really outside of the Sons of Sigmar, the Rangers are going to tear through anything that has been brought here. A couple of pretty good regrowths on Carl, who jumped down and took a bit out of Alethanar. But a really good game, and good to do something different and cast a submission from a fan who maybe has watched the channel and seen a few of the videos. So if you have a good game that you'd want to submit to me, I don't have my own Discord, but I'm active on both Heir of Carthage and Turin's Discords under the same name as the channel, It's Current Year. So send them in to me. I'd be more than happy to take a look and possibly cast them if they're a good game worth casting. So thank you to Consul of Rome for sending it in. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.